Test. All right. See if I can remember how to do everything. There's that. And there's me. I think we're all set. All right. We're going to do a quick little chat about the draft. I didn't, last time I checked, I guess I haven't checked in a little bit, but last time I checked, the draft thread was not updated. So we're going to use the, hi, Kari. We're gonna use the stream, and we're gonna I got it muted so we don't have to fight against stream or the draft audio. I'm just gonna flip through, talk about some picks. Probably just like the first round ish, um, and then maybe afterwards we can go and look at some of the other picks and talk about some other cool ones. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea how this is gonna go. No plan, as usual. All right. All right, we got draft order up, but we're gonna jump to the first pick. That I'm not really gonna pay attention to trades because I think that the draft board is already factoring trades. I'm not certain of that, but I know the first trade, which is for sixth overall, um, that is already factored in. So I assume the rest are as well. So let's jump ahead. First overall pick. User Donut, Julian Rubio. There was a handful of people in this draft that for sure could have been first overall or first overall quality. Um, and Donut is absolutely one of them. A Donut, North, Cake. Off the top of my head, are all would all be solid, solid first overall types in my opinion. So yeah, it's like Donut, Julian Rubio, Donut and North. One of the reasons and Cake as well, although I would say to a slightly lesser extent. Um, but Donut and North were super active in the Academy chat, and that's a great type of person you want first overall. Somebody you can build a locker room around. Somebody who's gonna get the team hyped during match day. So yeah, super good. Build is good. Player very good. Um, so far Academy good. Can't imagine that will won't follow to the minors and major division. So yeah, I don't remember. Did we'll find out here in a minute. Find out here in a minute. So, but Rubio and Hohenhan, which is North's player, were quite neck and neck up until I think the final game of the season for the academy for the scoring title. So that's neat. I don't remember who won. I don't remember if Rubio. I think Rubio won. I think, but I might be wrong on that. I don't remember. All right, moving on to the next pick. Ben Nelson. Ben. I don't know Ben very well, or maybe even at all. I'm not sure. Um, and I don't feel like their presence has been as significant as, like I said, Donuts and Norths and Cakes were. But I could be wrong on that. Maybe they were a little more active than I realized in terms of like chatting in the academy. I'm not very active in there myself, so absolutely possible that I just have not noticed. But yeah, center defensive mid. Of course, not that that means a whole lot, given the reroll rule. But I'd have to see their other two positions. I should have maybe done that. But again, we're doing this all on the fly, so no preparation. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess is the short version of that. Second overall to Catalunya. I guess I should have said first overall was to Sao Paulo. But Catalunya. Let's see. Catalunya was. I heard from Catalunya quite last minute, so I don't know what their draft strategy was specifically. But it felt like they were. I guess I don't know how they were drafting the draft class, but for me it was quite last minute. I sort of know Ainer, who I believe is the organizational manager. I think that's the right term for like essentially the primary manager for the org. I sort of know Ainer. I know back in the early days of the NSFL, now ISFL, um, they were in there at some. I don't know exactly when they joined, but they were in there in the early days, and we interacted a little bit, um, but not a whole lot. So I don't know them too well. But when I was scouted by them, I didn't get much of a feeling off of them that they were necessarily interested in me. So I didn't expect to go here. And I don't really have a whole lot to say about Ben. Sorry, Ben. Apologies. Third, Cake, Darren McManus. Yeah, like I was talking about with Donut and with North. And I know I don't really know Cake, but I've seen Cake around from SHL. Um, but no, like I don't think I've ever actually like directly interacted with Cake. Um, but they've been again quite active in the Academy chat, and again knowing how well liked they are from the SHL, it's yeah, not a big surprise. This was wait, which team is this? This is Buenos Aires, right? Yeah, yeah. This was I guess I'm not sure who their like organizational manager is, but I talked to Canadice from them, and again I had did not really get the feeling necessarily that I was going to be the pick here. And Cake is again quite well liked and quite a bit more active, I think, socially. And again, so it's probably is it Canadice that is the organization manager. Thank you, Kari. Appreciate that. I didn't know that. Um, so yeah, no surprise somebody like Cake goes here. Super solid pick by all reports from everything that I know. That's cool. Center mid. Um, don't really know. Again, I'm like pretty almost entirely inexperienced with Football Manager, so I can't really look at attributes or the um, what are those little things? I don't remember what they're called. Little attributes, the like dictates tempo, that stuff. I don't know what's good, what's bad. I have no idea, no clue. Um, I played Football Manager 2016 or was it just 16? I don't remember if they're how they number it. At any rate, briefly before I realized I this is not for me. I thought it would be for me, but it's not. It's too I don't know. It's too complicated. I guess is the easy way to say it. I don't really know soccer a little bit, but not really, not to the depth that I think is probably required to actually enjoy Football Manager. So I cannot speak about build or any of that stuff at all. Cake, cool, good pick. I appreciate that. I don't disagree. Fourth pick, Hollywood. Hollywood. Let's see, who's Hollywood? I need to look back at my little scouting messages because I don't remember who I spoke to from Hollywood. Um, Dom. That's right, Dom. Um, yeah, I actually had a pretty nice little chat with Dom. Again, didn't get like a strong vibe that I would necessarily be the pick, um, but didn't really get a negative vibe either. It was kind of just like, hey, we had a nice little chat. Um, everything seemed cool. So I had no idea. 1 through 4, I was kind of doubtful I would end up 1 through 4. Not like certainly not confident. Um, I didn't get like a strong feeling off anybody that they were like. Not that anybody was necessarily disinterested, but I didn't get strong feelings off anybody. But they went with North. One of the guys who I had said was I feel like his first overall level. Um, Super active, probably the most active um, chatter in the Academy Discord channel, which is again an excellent thing to build around. Get your team active and hyped up during match days. That's 100% what North is going to do. Also seems to be involved in the league in some way. I think they were involved in setting up the um, little render profile picture things for the draft cards. I don't know anything else, but I believe they were involved in that. Super effective player in the academy. Um, Super tall, but I don't. I guess that doesn't necessarily matter much, or maybe even at all. I don't know. I guess everyone seems to say no, and I guess cool. I don't know. So, but he scored a lot of goals. There it is, 17. Okay, so it was Donut. It was Rubio that won the scoring competition between these two. Um, but yeah, he's between Hohenhan and what was the oh boy. I can't remember the name of the other player. The two players that always stood out to me on um, match day for the academy was Hohenhan because he was very very large, the largest player on the field. I think pretty much, yeah, I think just the largest. And then there's a very very small player uh, who goes a fair bit later in the draft, and I've forgotten their name. Um, I feel like it's something similar to like Don Quixote or something like that. I don't remember. But they were very, very, very small. I don't know if they were like the smallest your player can possibly be. Uh, but anyway, North, great pick at 4, super solid. All right, let's skip on to man. This is I honestly thought this would be harder for me to hit like a little 10-minute little thing here to get my weekly in, but this has not been difficult, fortunately. All right, number 5. This is me, Charlie Chambers. Um, so like I said, when first 1 through 4, I didn't get a good vibe off any of those that I was necessarily going to be the pick. I guess I probably wouldn't have been super surprised. But when 5 came, I was like, based on the talk that I had with uh, Enham and the group of people they have on Tokyo, and the fact that I had such a great chat on the podcast with Metafiction, I was like, 5 feels like a really likely spot. And especially when I didn't go 1 through 4, I was like, okay, five's probably the pick. And yeah, 5 was the pick. Turns out, pretty happy with that. I was when I was chatting with Ham and Ham. I don't know how to pronounce if it's Enham or just Ham. I don't know, whatever. I had said that just looking at the roster, it's like a group of people from over in the SHL that are all like pretty awesome. It would be like a kind of an insane roster over on the SHL in terms of just like users. Um, and so yeah, that's like for me being an SHL guy, it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Um, I kind of I kind of would have liked to maybe have gone to like a lighter on the SHL side team as well. Um, but just experience new stuff. That's one of the things I like about sim league stuff is getting to experience new things, meet new people, that kind of thing. But like yeah, it's such a quality group of users from the SHL. There's no, I'm far from upset from being in Tokyo. Plus the Tokyo aspect of it's kind of cool. I think living in Japan would be kind of nice. Although I suppose my player is going to be in Cairo for a little bit, but that's fine. All right, let's at least try to get through the first round. I think that's reasonable. Oh, then we had the trade, which I said was already represented on the draft board initially. But AC Romana sends off 6 to Hollywood. And Hollywood end up taking Alex Calderon, a midships, let's say. And they've been around sim leagues for a minute. I'm pretty sure they're over on ISFL, and I think they're like, or is it? There's another league they're quite involved in, I believe, or used to be, maybe. This is the thing. I'm not in I'm so completely out of touch with all the other sim leagues. I have no idea what's going on. Um, but I remember there was kind of a when they joined the SHL, it was like a thing of like, oh, this person's super involved over at this other league um, during their scouting, I believe. Um, don't know what league that was, but it was PBE, which maybe or ISFL. I don't know. Whatever. Don't really know. Don't really know them. Like I said, just kind of like knew of them from scouting, SHL scouting stuff, hearing things. Um, hey, Slicer, what's up? And James, sorry for not greeting you earlier, James. So yeah, cool pick. We're still taking players that are essentially the highest TP players so far. Not that I guess means a whole lot this early, but it's probably a good indicator. I don't know if they've been around in this league previously, or if this is their first player. So anyway, seems like a solid pick. Again, person that's likely to stick around already has off to a nice start. So and central defender, which under my understanding is that's like a valuable position. So that's cool. I'm talking about the player currently on the screen, Slicer. Alex Calderon, Amidships. Let's jump to the next pick. That was 6. This will be. Oh, they spent a lot of time there. Pick 7. Schwarzwalder, SFV. Took Ramen. Dina Skovgard, one of the. Was it 4 or 5? For some reason, I feel like it's. I thought it was 5, but I think during the draft they said there were 4 Skovgards. At any rate, doesn't matter. Yeah, AMH Chips has been in the SHL for a minute. I remember. I was just saying. I remember when they joined the SHL, there was discussions during scouting that they were like active in other or like very active in another sim league. I couldn't remember where they had come from initially. Um, so SFE takes Dina Skovgard, Ramen, again another person I'm pretty familiar with from over on SHL. Um, they've already got like a what do you call it? Intern, board of directors intern job, which I'm not exactly sure what that entails, but they are involved already, which is great to see. I don't know if this is their first player or not. I think it is. I thought Ramen joined like yeah as a first time player. I believe tied or won back from the current TPE lead of the. Actually, I think they're one back. I think there's 2 players at 520. Um, so right up there, the tippy top, right defender, which I'm not super familiar with soccer, but I feel like you have to have a lot. Like part of the reasons I picked central defender is because you can kind of build it one dimensional and then kind of build out from there. So it's like easier to build. But I feel like with like a right defender or like a midfielder type player, you have to spread yourself out a lot more. Um, and so maybe that's difficult. I don't know. But I imagine that Ramen being involved already and being active and earning well, it's probably not going to be an issue. TP will be plentiful and making that the need to spread it not a problem. I would imagine. That feels like a really good pick for an already really good team in SFE. All right, let's move to the final pick of the first round. I think that's probably where we'll call it. Cause I'm already 20 minutes deep, and I don't really want to. I don't really want to make this too long. Um, last pick of the first round, Reykjavik United takes Zerg. Zerg is somebody who I'm quite familiar with in the SHL as well. Maybe if you know Rashford and you know Zerg and you're over in the SHL, this probably is like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. But if you're not, it might be oh, maybe this isn't the best pick. I don't know. I don't know who else was left in terms of like TB and that kind of thing. But Zerg and Rashford are on the same team over in the SHL. They're actually on the same team as me. Um, So Rashford is familiar with Zerg, comfortable with Zerg, knows them. Um, so I'm sure that's a not insignificant part of the decision there. Um, that makes it probably pretty easy. Um, they're already going to have open lines of communication between the two of them, so that really simplifies things quite a bit. But yeah, central defending mid or central defensive mid. I don't know, whatever. A midfielder who plays back more defensively. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you say about that. I got nothing else to say, and I don't really want to go any deeper into the draft because I spent too much time on this already. Um, and maybe we'll talk more about it next week. I want to actually try to get Omniscious on here this time. I was super lazy this week, but we'll see. I'll try and talk to him this week and see if we can set something up. But that's on me for being lazy. So I will try and catch you all next week, possibly. Maybe we'll talk more draft stuff. I don't know. I should look at. I'm not going to do it. I should have looked at the schedule and then I could think, oh, we can talk about this or whatever. But I can maybe get his perspective on things, being that he is in a position of management now. We can maybe talk about the picks and the decisions that he made about the draft. So, something. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. I probably said some stuff that's dumb or didn't make sense because I did no preparation, and some of the people I did not know very well. So, apologies if I've said anything about you that is incorrect and you listen to this. But we will catch you next time. Thanks for hanging out.